There are some days, and there are quite a lot actually, for artists that you want to do art. You have something in your mind, you want to do a painting, and it's not going the way you want, and you want to give up. It was one of these days for this painting. But let's start by the beginning. I want to do an oil painting over this sketch. I'm going for a traditional style of painting, classical style, I would say. I'm really into classical style of painting because I think I want to learn more from the maybe the old masters, and yes, I want to focus more on the blending parts and also on the little details of traditional oil painting. I'm sticking my sketch on this old canvas. I'm doing this because I want to use my little easel. This easel is, as you can see, a little one that I can put on my table, and I think it's Italian brand, but I will put all the material I use in the comment box below. This painting was not really easy, as I explained to you before. I struggle a lot, and yes, I want to explain why I struggle and why I was about to give up even of this painting. I encountered many type of problems, technical problems, like how to blend, for example. It was not easy for me to blend and to find the right technique maybe with my brushes. Also the oil problems. I find that my oil was not blending well and was not enough, it was too dry actually, so I had also to find a way to yes, to make it work. But finally I managed to make it work. I think the result is not perfect, but I'm quite happy with the result. I was persistent, and I was focusing also. Focusing is really important. It means that sometimes you need to focus on each part of the painting and not look at the whole painting. Just focus on each part and move on. This is the inspiration for my painting. I want to recreate this kind of black background and put some pink flower in the background as well. I forgot the name of the painter, by the way. I need to find it, and maybe I will put it in the comment box below. I'm starting with some brown tones. I want to cover the white oil paper. It's the oil paper I'm using for this sketch and for this painting. Yes, I want to put some brown with shadow also and light, and afterwards I will put the other colors. So I'm starting with this shade of color. I definitely need to improve my underpainting technique. I think it's the name of this technique when you put the first color of painting on the paper, these brown tones of paintings. I think the better you do it, the better you will improve if you want to do this traditional type of painting. So yes, underpainting is something I need to maybe to make time for it, and maybe I need to do the underpainting and let it dry longer, and afterwards do the real painting. So it is something I need to remember for next time I'm doing an oil painting if I want to do this style. I'm starting to put the dark background, and I think, as I explained before, my underpainting is not enough prepared. So I think I'm too fast because I want to do these pink flowers in the background as well on the top of it, and maybe I should have tried to work on the flowers with underpainting and maybe paint around the flowers. I'm not sure, but the flowers are the part that I don't really like finally for this painting. Even at the final result is not that bad, but it's not what I wanted. So yes, some things to remind next time if I want to do plants or flowers. I'm not really good with, I prefer to do portrait, and I need to improve the way how to do nature, maybe like flower or plants. At this stage, I'm starting to layering the painting, the oil painting, so it's a bit, it's becoming thicker, so it's easier to shape a face as well as body, and also it will be easier also to make other details in the painting. Coming back to the flower parts, maybe my mistake is that I didn't really think about which kind of flower I wanted to make for this painting. I was thinking to make some kind of cherry blossoms at the beginning, but then I realized that the flower was too big because compared to the portrait of the lady. And so I decided maybe some kind of magnolia, but I didn't have any good idea, so I couldn't paint correctly the flowers. And I think that's why the result is not good. I think you need to have a good idea of what you want to paint to at least to do something good with your painting. Otherwise, I don't think there is something like inspiration and it's coming like from nothing. No, you need to think about how you want to paint, maybe to sketch a bit before and to, yes, I was so indecisive about this flower that is not, the result is not what I wanted and expected. Even if the final result is not that bad, but yes, so I learned from my mistake. At this stage, I remember that I was quite confident with my painting. The shape of the face started to appear. I could see the eyes, I could see the lips, and I was thinking that my painting was going well, but you will see that there will be a technical problem because the painting will be achieved in the 2-3 days, and the second days, these technical problems almost ruin the face, I would say. But I will explain to you later on. So this is the next day of the painting, and I had quite a bad surprise in the morning of when I start to paint again because the oil painting is really dry, and I cannot move around the painting the way I want to continue actually. So I think it's because of the weather also, and also my flat, my apartment is a bit, the air is quite dry, and there was some sun also because of the springtime, and it dried very quickly. So I couldn't really move the painting around, and I was thinking what I'm going to do because I cannot, I don't know, I cannot really do anything. So I was thinking maybe I should stop it, maybe I should do another painting, maybe I should is not I should give up actually. But yes, I remember that I have linseed oil. So for example, for this part, I mix linseed oil with the white because white is quite dry, and I put all over the face of the lady the white with mixed with the linseed oil, and the paintings it start to break the dryness of the painting. And you will see that little by little I will erase completely the face of the lady and redo it again, thinking that maybe I should try to yes to do as much as I can with the face and the same day. So it's what I'm going to do, and it's what it's going to save, I would say, the painting. Like now you can see, I just erase completely the face of the lady with the oil, linseed oil and painting, and it starts to become smooth again, and I can again rework the painting, the oil painting, and the tones and the shades. So here I'm starting to use a thinner brush, a very thin brush to go into details, but it was again another problem because I couldn't really go into details the way I was painting. It means that I was standing on the with the easel. The painting is not enough big, and it makes problem for me to make the details. So I will have to find another solution to really make the details of the face, and you will see later on how I will manage. So yes, the solution was just to remove the canvas and the painting from the easel and to work on a flat surface. I think I need to invest in what we call in French un appui-main, an hand support. I will insert some picture of what is a hand support. I think it's good when you paint with the easel and we want to do fine details. The hand support, you manage with the hand support to make the details. Also, I think you can do it yourself, DIY yourself the hand support just with a wooden stick. You can use a wooden stick. I will also insert another picture I found on internet, or just to use a wooden stick. So yeah, it is the way I finally finished the painting, not on the easel but on my table, and it works well for me. So it was nice to make big details on the easel, and after for the tiny detail, I think it's good to, if you cannot do it on the easel, do not hesitate to move your painting around. Don't try to convince yourself that you have to finish the painting on the easel because it's the good way to do it. It's not the good way. The good way is to do the way you feel comfortable and you can manage to achieve the painting the way you want. So I finally managed to achieve the painting, and what I learned while doing this painting is that oil painting really depends on the weather conditions, so it can dry very quickly. So yes, the solution here was to use linseed oil because the consistency of oil painting can change depending on the weather. Also, what I learned is when you don't feel comfortable with the position of your painting, like you think maybe you need to paint on an easel, but it's not compulsory. You can also paint on a table, in which positions it's comfortable for you and to achieve the painting. So don't hesitate to move the painting. So please don't give up. I think you can always manage to find a solution, especially for oil painting, because oil painting is not like a watercolor. It's more forgiving. So I hope you like this video. Also, maybe if you can subscribe to my channel, I would be very happy, because it's encouraged me to make more video. And I hope you enjoyed, and see you for the next video. Bye bye.